Welcome everyone to week 17 of Daily Advanced Madden, working hard to make it better for you each and every day. Now, for some teams it's do or die, and for one team it's going to be do and die. We'll explain when we get to it, but first let's take a look back at your week 16 highlight of the night. Coming in third place from the Atlanta Falcons, DZ looking over the middle, and right here, a couple of great moves splitting the seams, and look how tight he has to get as he weaves his way. Coming in second place, J-Lou from the Dolphins, back in the end zone. Big interception, and he weaves his way through the traffic, through the trouble, and that's going to be the opening touchdown of the ball game. Make it a 106-yard interception return. And your Week 16 winner for highlight of the night from next, the New York Giants. Unbelievable move right here, making 7 guys miss along the sidelines. Phenomenal play. Unbelievable performance by the New York Giants to win the game, and that highlight, snatching ankles left, right, and center. Phenomenal job by next. Our first stop is going to be in Indianapolis, where 4-1-2's Jacksonville Jaguars are in to take on J-Rock's Colts. After Josh Lambo ripping the opening kickoff through the back of the end zone from the 25-yard line, boom! Big play by the Jags, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but I really think the Jags get more hats on balls than any team in the league. Absolutely punishing defense. Now here, great little handoff animation up the left-hand side. It's going to be Robinson getting in for the touchdown. Now fast forward, fourth quarter, 30 seconds left on the clock. Jags are down 5, looking over to the middle, and some incredible stick work gets them down to the 10-yard line. Clock is ticking, 15 seconds left on the clock. They only have one timeout, needing to score, down 5. Incredible play by the Jags. Just to show you what a competitive AFC South it is, the Jacksonville Jaguars are the one team on the outside looking in, still able to beat anybody in the division. Next stop, it's going to be Sith and his Bengals visiting Matt Cole and his Baltimore Ravens. Picking things up first quarter, absolute monsoon going on in Baltimore. Now Bengals are up 7, they're sending the blitz, Tony over the middle, and he's not going to make any mistakes with that, and it's a 7-all ball game at that point. 4th and 23 from midfield. Sith, not feeling the pressure of a playoff push, goes for it, but it backfires. Ravens ball. They were able to convert, up 14-7, but coming right back is Sith. Great touchdown pass to his tight end Pitts, who had quite the day. Now 14-all ball game, third quarter. Lamar Jackson back to pass. Gorgeous play by Jesse Bates, taking it away. No fly zone up that left-hand side for Jesse Bates. Now into coverage. There's 5 Baltimore Ravens around him, but Pitts goes up and strong arms it. Gentlemen, this is 58 yards into the wind in a monsoon. There is no way this is going through the uprights. Make it a Baltimore 24-21 final. Sith, with absolutely no quit in his Cincinnati Bengals, make the final 24-21 for the Ravens in a tight one. With Mike Drops and his Washington football team having a playoff spot assured, they're into Philadelphia to take on Playing With You. Starting things off, nothing, second quarter. Great run up the middle by Miles Sanders to get things started. And the next time we check in, Mike Drops, who had been red hot, down 28-3 and stepping up in the flats, is the Eagles secondary, and you catch it in the flats, no one in front of you. Easy 7-30, 5-3 at this point. Where's the Tutu Atwell spotting that we're typically looking for? Oh my goodness, back of the end zone. Just goes to show the highly competitive nature of this amazing league. Playing with you on the outside looking in, coming up with a phenomenal effort versus the Washington football team. Javon's Broncos are in to take on Starboy and his New York Jets. First quarter, 0-0 ball game. Broncos with the ball, back to pass. Phenomenal job laying up by the Jets secondary to keep the Broncos off the board at that point. Now, ask Starboy. He'll tell you, the high ball is back in effect. You hold L1, you drill the pass, and Denzel Mims comes down with it back of the end zone. Jets are going to take the lead. It's 26-18. Broncos going for two. Go get yourself a Jalen Ramsey. In fact, who sent Starboy Jalen Ramsey? Make it a 102-yard interception for the 2 points. A solid-looking Jets squad primed and ready for round 1 of the NFL playoffs. Keys to the city and his New England Patriots are into Cleveland to take on CJ Reigns and his Browns. First highlight we got here, it's a 7-all ball game back in the end zone. Absolute dot, found him right up the seam, wide open. Great play by the Patriots, good design. Play action, rolling to his right, throws to his left, unbelievable. I had my eyes locked on the right-hand side, but definitely the right call by Keys to the City, who in this one is going to pick up a 35-21 victory over the Browns in Cleveland. In the offseason, Miller just fed up with Jimmy G, moved him along to Seattle, and today he's back to visit. Jimmy G goes into San Francisco to take on Miller's Niners.
Jimmy Garoppolo
is in the shotgun looking over that Niners defense. 35-7 fourth quarter when he looks over the top, and it's a big touchdown pass by
Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo
gonna take the ball up the middle, taking on defenders. Big touchdown by
Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy G putting on a performance, as it often happens when you go back to visit your old squad. A chip on your shoulder like nobody else, coming up with a big performance in a Seahawks win. Grand Marquis gaining steam as of late. He and his Packers are into Arizona to take on Tommy Two Beers and his Cardinals. Every highlight coming from about a 3-minute span. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers back to pass. Gorgeous play design. And he's open at the back of the end zone for a Packers touchdown. Now here, Teddy Bridgewater had a man in the flats, but Chris Harris Jr. lights up. The abilities take over, and the Packers are given a touchdown until all of a sudden he goes Leon Lett, Deshaun Jackson all in one. Just a pitiful display of football. Absolutely embarrassing as he has to go back to the bench and look everybody in the eyes and be like, sorry fellas, that was selfish, arrogant, everything you could imagine that would be wrong with a professional football player. But anyways, back to good football. Teddy just snatching ankles, making the user look abysmal. Great job by the Cards on that play. Now, fast forward, 35-7 Packers out front. Could be Teddy back to pass. Gorgeous user lurk by Grand. Phenomenal play in the secondary. And this time, he's going to get into the end zone. After an absolutely heroic victory yesterday by the Arizona Cardinals to stay in the league versus the Rams, it's natural to have a little bit of a letdown game as the Packers came in with less on the line, and Grand leaves with the victory. In what some might call a trap game for the Chiefs, in that shiny dangling object known as every third Sunday in the offseason is right in front of him, will he be able to focus in to take on Zona and the Chargers? It took me longer than I care to admit, but this game absolutely messed with me. Okay, we've got Saquon. Bounces off a hit, goes up the field, he's going to score a touchdown. It's 14-7 after this touchdown with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. Okay, you following? Now it's 6-0 with $1:10 left. What on earth is going on? I'm struggling, just like he's struggling, for a long time. But he gets all the way down to the 4-yard line. What is going on? Now it's 20-0. with 9 seconds left. How is this a thing? How is the clock going down while the score is going up and down? How do they take points off the board? It's just not registering. I'm in pain. Now, here's a beautiful play. This is a gorgeous play. On the 1 yard line, scrambles to his right. Absolute dot over top. It's going to be a touchdown. Turns out they played the game like 84 times until they gave up because the servers kept crashing. But yeah, so that's what happened in Los Angeles. Chargers on to the playoffs. Week after week, win after win, Zona never losing ground. But neither did Matt Cole, so as a result, Zona will finish in the 2nd seed of the AFC. Both playoff bound. Who's going to be resting? Who's going to be starting? It's the Falcons into the Panthers. Now picking up action, nothing opening drive. Gonna have a slant underneath that streak. Great little play design. It's gonna be a touchdown for the Panthers. They got up 26-8 in the 4th quarter. Beautiful little corner out here. Hits them just inside the pylon. Timmy's Panthers looking primed and ready for the wildcard round next week. With their playoff lives on the line, as it has been the past 3 weeks, the Giants need to keep on winning to have any shot of making this postseason. Up 6-0, looking good for the G-Men. Patty Mahomes and that big contract looking to pay off. He's in the gun, scans the field, finds a man over the middle, just a fantastic dot, and he's off to the races. At that point, 13-0, but fast forward 16-7, 3rd quarter, and just a gorgeous change of direction by Nick Chubb through the pile, and he's gonna score. He's off to the races and off to a victory. Solid effort from start to finish. Oh yeah, next in his New York Giants doing what they had to do to give themselves a chance to make the NFC playoffs. Waking up as the 7th seed are the Minnesota Vikings. Their fate apparently in their hands. If they can win today against the Steelers, they're on to the NFL playoffs. Traded in the offseason after being drafted by the Vikings for a 3rd and 4th future rounder. Gorgeous dot over top D'Eriq King, showing his former squad what he's worth. That would put them up 6-0 as they had missed the extra point. And just next drive down the field, throws a screen pass, and it's going to be 7-6 for the Vikings, getting ahead in this one. Now 4th and 1, big play in their own end, going for it. Run, commit, stuff in the line. And they all get there in good time, giving the Vikings offense the ball back in great position. A few short plays later, it's going to be a handoff to Dalvin, who splits the seam up the middle and rolls in for a Vikings touchdown. Now, next possession for the Steelers, down 8. Watch Eric Kendricks on the far right-hand side is going to sprint to his left, take away the post pattern. And that's going to get the Vikings back the ball. With a few minutes left, they do get a field goal on the play. Now, very next possession, just a surgical run up the right-hand side. Had some fantastic blocking. No mistake made, and he's into the end zone for a Vikings touchdown. Now with a healthy lead down the stretch, Pittsburgh looking to stop the bleeding, sending the blitz. It's going to be a 3rd and 9 play, pretty much a punt, just lobbing it towards the end zone, but Dan Cassina going up strong with the aggressive catch, hauls it in, and that will all but seal it. The Steelers did reply on their final drive with a great run to the outside. Phenomenal effort by the Vikings, start to finish, sweaty bombs getting it done, knowing they needed a win. Now, in a twist of events, despite the win, it is true, the Vikings are not going to the playoffs. Despite holding the 7th seed for the last 4 weeks, thinking that a win would keep them in, what happened was their last game was against an AFC opponent, and that gave them another win. The Giants, meanwhile, they had a 6-5 record in the conference, and when they won on that day, it became 7-5. The Vikings finished 6-6 in the conference. So it is legitimate, it is real. The Giants deserve the 7th seed, and they're on to the playoffs. Before we get to our game of the week, and I'm telling you, It's one crazy contest that you won't want to miss. Let's head to some of the scores around the league. It was J. Lou's Dolphins going into Buffalo, picking up the win versus JJ Bands. It was the Tom Brady-led Buccaneers posting a 38-15 win at home. In Los Angeles, it was My Jumper is Green posting a 35-21 win over the Rams. Now, very important news, missing is Gyler Dice, last seen in line at a GameStop on the eve of the PS5 launch. He will answer to the name Tyler. Please, if you have any information, let us know. And in a feel-good story, it was King Cube of the Las Vegas Raiders visiting the Dallas Cowboys, who were victorious on this day. Most importantly, Port City has been found safe and returned to the Dallas Cowboys. These two teams have been fighting for the top of the AFC South all season long. Let's head to Tennessee, where the Texans, led by Blitz, are taking on Unstoppable's Titans. First quarter, Tannehill out of the gun, gonna look to the left-hand side on a corner route, and gorgeous job by the Texans secondary stepping in front of that. Only as Tannehill, the beat, gives him a little stutter, and he's off to the races. That's gonna make it 7-0 early on in this ball game, and they scored early, they scored often. Just an absolute showdown both ways. Gonna be a big run up the middle. Plows his way in for the touchdown. Now fast forward, 42-35, needing the score to stay afloat. Great play by Deshaun Watson. It was 42 all at that point. Now 49-42. And they're gonna go for two and make it to get the score to 50. In an unbelievable contest, 99 points put up together. It was 50-49 for Blitz's Texans over the Titans. Definitely some individuals putting up numbers in Week 17. Let's take a look around the league at who were the top performers in our Players of the Week. The NFC Offensive Player of the Week is going to be Nick Chubb, 18 carries, 149 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns on the day. The NFC Defensive Player of the Week going to be Rudy Ford. He's strong safety for the Philadelphia Eagles, 3 tackles, 3 interceptions, and 1 for a touchdown. And in the AFC, the Offensive Player of the Week, it's going to be the tight end from the Cincinnati Bengals Pits. Unbelievable, 268 yards, 3 receiving touchdowns, and one of them you saw, wow. And AFC Defensive Player of the Week, Adrian Colbert, 6 tackles, 2 interceptions for the New York Jets. We're not going to have 3 nominees tonight. In fact, we're going to have 4. We're definitely visiting the Chargers, the Bengals, and the Texans. But what you might not have expected is we're going to go to the 58-yard line and visit Baltimore's Justin Tucker, who's going to earn your vote for Highlight of the Night.
Up on 1st and 10. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
Go. 70 range. 70 range.
Second and 6. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. This to almost certainly win the football game. And I tell you what, he got it from 58.
4 phenomenal highlights to choose from. Who are you going to vote for? Leave your vote in the comments section below. Looking forward to an unbelievable week next week. It's going to be the Wildcard round in Daily Advanced Madden, and the Chargers, led by Zona, are going to be taking on the Steelers in Beast Mode. We're going to have J-Rock's Colts taking on Blitz and the Texans, and everybody's looking forward to this. It's going to be Starboy's Jets taking on Unstoppable's Titans. Over in the NFC, it's going to be DZ and his Falcons versus Oh Yeah Next and the Giants. It's going to be JJ's Bucks taking on Mic Drops and the Washington football team. And in a rematch from last year's playoffs, it's going to be Timmy's Panthers taking on Grand Marquis Packers. So for everyone at Daily Advanced Madden, this is KMac33 thanking you so much for tuning in. And we'll see you next week for all the wild card action.